Hi, and welcome to the Budget Home Chef. This week we have 3 special recipes. We are doing Greek night. These recipes were handed down to me from a very special friend. Her name is Amalia, whose family is Greek. So, whenever you're ready, sit back, relax, and let's get cooking with these 3 delicious Greek night recipes. So the first thing we're going to make here is our tzatziki sauce. So as you see there, we have a big 32-ounce container of Greek yogurt. I did use non-fat. That was actually my fault. I thought it was a full fat that I picked up at the grocery store, but it still worked out just as awesome. And we're just going to go ahead and get every last bit into this bowl here because we want to make sure we have all that delicious flavor of that Greek yogurt. Next up here, we're going to go ahead and get these 2 cucumbers peeled and chopped. And I went ahead here and I cut off the ends, and I went ahead and I cut them also into 4 layers here. Made it more of an even cut for me. I know a lot of recipes say to go ahead and de-seed this, but from the recipe that I got from my very good friend here, we actually are going to leave the seeds in. So go ahead, chop this up. It doesn't have to be super fine or anything like that. You just want a good chunk. That way you get that crunch within this tzatziki sauce. Now we're going to go ahead and get this all in the bowl here. And our next step is we're going to get our fresh dill chopped. Now you can use dried dill. I did do this with a previous recipe of tzatziki sauce. I just used a couple teaspoons of dried dill. Now with this fresh dill, you want to go ahead and get all of the leaves pulled off from the stems. You don't want any of those stems within this recipe. Now once you have that all taken off the stems, we're just going to do a rough chop here. You don't want it super fine or anything like that, but it does give a great flavor. So the more you chop, the more those flavors will be released. Now once you feel like you got a nice chop on it, we're just going to go ahead and we're going to throw that into the same bowl with those cucumbers. Make sure you get every last bit of it. Don't want to miss out on that delicious dill flavor. Next, as you see here, we're going to go ahead and add a tablespoon of lemon juice. Give that nice pucker flavor, almost a fresher flavor with that lemon juice. And then we're going to add 1 teaspoon of red wine vinegar. Now this is my favorite part. We're going to go ahead and add a heaping tablespoon of minced garlic. Who doesn't not love garlic? And of course, with everything in this recipe, we're going to add olive oil. So olive oil is going to be used a lot for all of these recipes. Once you have all of those ingredients in there, we're going to go ahead and just give this a nice mix. Don't forget your pepper and your salt as well. Those you may have to continue to add just because as things sit, you're going to want to get a deeper flavor. And now all we're going to do here is just go ahead and mix it all together. Get it nice and incorporated. Make sure that olive oil and that red wine vinegar, the garlic, the dill, the cucumbers, all of that is just mixed perfectly together. You don't want to have anything clumped up or anything like that. And that's it. The tzatziki is done. So go ahead, you can actually reuse that container that we originally started with and store it in there. Just let those flavors meld for a couple of hours. It's usually better if stored overnight as well. I actually only let it sit a couple hours. Now all of it is not going to fit in this one container. I actually put a little bit into a smaller container, and that was the stuff that I was going to use for the rest of the recipes. Now if you don't use all of this with this Greek recipe, you can go ahead and buy some pita breads or anything else and dip it in with that and use it as a condiment. As you can see here, we have some chicken thighs. You can use chicken breasts if you'd like. I just prefer chicken thighs for this recipe. What we're going to do is go ahead, get these out of the package, get them rinsed off, and go ahead and cut the fat off of them. Now you can take as little or you can take as much fat off of these as you want. So I went ahead, I got the fat off that I wanted. I'm just going to go ahead and cut this chicken into strips. And then once you're done with that, you'll go ahead and you'll throw it into a plastic baggie. That's the easiest for me when it comes to the marinade. You could put it in a container with an airtight lid if you feel more comfortable with marinating that way. Our next process here is going to be the marinade. Now we're going to use a lot of oregano in this, so just be prepared for that. So as you can see here, I did about 1/8 to 1/4 cup of oregano, and I went ahead and got that in this bowl. Next, we're going to add about 2 cups of olive oil. Like I said before, there's going to be a lot of olive oil used in these recipes. Now after we got all of our olive oil in that cup there, we're going to go ahead and put it in the bowl. Just want to start getting that marinade brought together. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to add the rest of the olive oil that was needed. I got about a cup in before. We're going to go ahead and add the other cup now. Now our next ingredient here is we're going to add 1/2 cup of lemon juice. You are more than welcome to use fresh lemon juice if you like that flavor better. I just had concentrated lemon juice sitting around already, so I went ahead and used that. Now the next thing we're going to add here, and it seems like a lot, but I added a tablespoon of salt. Yes, it does sound like a lot, I do get that, but in reality, and in the end here, it was the perfect amount for get that flavor throughout your chicken. And you're also going to add about a teaspoon of pepper as well. Now after we get this fully incorporated and mixed together here, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get this poured over our chicken in the bag here. So make sure you do have that bag flipped over, you don't want to get anything on the edges, and just pour it straight in. That's all you've got to do. Now go ahead and just zip up that bag there, mix it up a little, and then we're going to go ahead and get that into the fridge so we can get it marinating. So next up here, we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut and chop this white onion. That way we can get it into the next recipe we're working on, which is the Greek pasta dish. Now the chop on this onion, don't make it too large, you just want to make it an even smaller size. That way it all cooks evenly when we get the minestra going, which is what this Greek recipe is called. Now after we get that onion chopped, we're going to go ahead, get it in this pot here, throw in some more olive oil. Like I said, we're using a lot of it. And then we're going to go ahead and put in about 1/8 of a cup of that dried oregano. And then we're going to give that a stir and also make sure we add our salt and pepper. Now we're going to go ahead, like I said, we're going to give this a stir, and you just want to give it a little sweat on it. Start to get the steam coming in the pot here. Next, we're going to go ahead and add our 29-ounce can of tomato sauce. And go ahead, just give that a stir again. Get that all incorporated. The next ingredient is going to be a 32-ounce box of chicken stock. Once we get that in there, we're just going to mix that all together once again to get it all to come together. Next, we're going to go ahead and add the 16-ounce box of orzo noodles. You should be able to find orzo noodles by your pasta in the pasta section at any local grocery store. Now you're going to want to give this a stir every once in a while for about 5 minutes or so. After that 5 minutes is up, we're going to get everything that was in that pot into a 13 by 9 baking dish. Yes, that is correct. This dish gets baked. Now I did give this a little stir in the baking dish there just to make sure that I had the pasta spread evenly on it. Next is to cook up our chicken. Once again, get a lot of olive oil in the bottom of that pan. And then just go ahead, get it in the pan, separate it a little as you do that as well. Now once all of it's in the pan, just go ahead and cook it up till it's no longer pink. Now with our minestra, just check it about halfway through, and as you can see here, it is absolutely almost ready. Just get it mixed up there and then it's ready to serve. And there you have it. 3 delicious Greek recipes, from the minestra pasta to the Greek chicken, all the way down to the tzatziki sauce. And it's all a great combination together. So much flavor. And there you have it. Thank you so much for watching today. Always remember to go ahead and subscribe to my channel here. Again, my name is Chef Amanda, and as always, go ahead and give this video a like. Click that little notification bell to be notified when the new videos come up. Again, we'll see you next time.